Hey everyone, Nux Free here, and today I'm back to TGL Rants. It feels good to be back, doesn't it? Ugh. I have not returned to TGL Rants in a while, and I feel what better way to come back than to rant on another old subject. Gee, what a nice way to come back. I know ranting on old subjects is something that I'm starting to get a little too common with TGL Rants, but soon I'll try to be catched up and updated and all that. So, without that out the way, I think it's time I rant on something. This, of course, is a very old subject, as old as 2 weeks ago. As we all know, the YouTube Content ID copyright crap is indeed a major problem. I felt I didn't exactly cover the bigger problems and issues with it in the small rant version I did of this. I was not going to do this as a TGL rant. I really wasn't, but I considered it because I felt I didn't touch on everything. And so, this is basically a small review and with added on things of my YouTube Content ID rant. So now we touch upon it 100% fully. I will also note that this is my last rant on YouTube copyright. Now, will there be something YouTube or Google related I might rant on in the future? Maybe, but in terms of copyright, last rant. I feel that I've ranted on the whole copyright scenario a little too much, and I've decided I'm going to cut YouTube a little slack and give up. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go easy for this rant. I'm still going, the usual TGL rant power, so let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so as many of you know, YouTube Content ID sucks. Copyright was always bad. It was always bad. In the past, there were times where you would get copyrighted for songs, and no matter what you would do to try and get the fair use for your song, YouTube just wouldn't give a darn. In terms of that, basically multiple videos have been removed, people have gotten strikes, people have lost accounts, but it was bad. Yes, it was indeed bad, but it was nothing compared to when this monster came out. The YouTube Content ID system that they put in because of reasons unknown why, many people have their theories as to why this system was put in, but minus that, they should not have put it in general, because this system, if you thought the past copyright was bad, this system basically gave the middle finger to every single YouTuber, unless of course you happen to be kissing YouTube's butt. Then you were hopscotch free. Channels such as, I've seen numerous of channels who have copyrighted content who were not even touched by YouTube Content ID. Of course, there are big YouTubers such as PewDiePie, Tabakis, Smoss and all them. Some YouTubers who had copyrighted material did not get touched by this Content ID crap. Of course they didn't. They're the faces of YouTube. If they have to go through problems, people are going to leave YouTube. It's better to just take down people YouTube just doesn't give a crap about. The problem I have with this Content ID system is it says, if you're not popular on YouTube, if you're not any use to us, get off YouTube, we don't want you. Your Let's Plays, they're no good here, your videos aren't worth being on YouTube. I don't think you're worth being called YouTube anymore to this point. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. Pretty much everything I've already said. YouTube is not for the people anymore. It's starting to look like, your name is starting to really go down the trash. As the years go by and by, it seems as you really, really, really stopped giving a crap about the people. It seems like you really have. You could care less about people who have made YouTube what it is for years. What was wrong with the past versions of YouTube? Why did you have to make it worse and worse? Every time you made it worse, people would look and say, well, what was the point of adding that change? It made things worse. Well, because, well, it does this hyperlogical thing that, you guys, it's not, that doesn't help you guys out, but it helps us out in some way. We don't even know how to explain it, it just helps us deal with it. Oh, okay then? In my opinion, this crap has to stop. Now, is there a way to stop this? For now? Sadly, no. There's no way to stop this. I'm sorry, but this is one of those TGL rants where I can't exactly fight on towards something. The YouTube content ID seems to be here to stay, and it has a bad, horrible, crappy effect on YouTube. Allow me to explain why. One of the major problems that the content ID system did was, ever since that this thing dropped, ever since, people have had multiple videos flagged, even content that is not copyrighted, as we've learned from the man who had his own game, with his own music, with his own models, characters, everything was his. He couldn't put it on YouTube, he couldn't put footage on YouTube because it was copyrighted by Sony, despite the fact that it was his game, and it was his music and everything like that. He couldn't do anything about it. That's like if Nintendo posts a trailer to the latest Super Mario Brothers game. Oh, you cannot post this because Nintendo owns this, and Nintendo posted it. What kind of sense does that make? Who copyrights crap that doesn't even belong to you? It doesn't belong to you. You have zero reason to A, flag it, take it down, and threaten the user, and B, try to make money off of the trailer. I've seen what you've done, YouTube, and your shady take money from YouTubers crap. You have done that with numerous YouTubers. I saw it happen in front of my face. My monetization, it's all down the trash. All the money going to YouTube. That's why I quit your little partner system. The partners that I have, I am with some of them still. But in terms of monetization, I'm done. Because if I kept going like that, YouTube would take my money, and other people's money, and use it for their own benefit. What kind of crap is that? I'll admit, do what you want with your website. Make it as crappy looking as you want. If you want to say middle finger to your users, and decrease more and more people from using it, except the mainstream crap, that's fine. Let another site become more popular and beat you out one day. But, if that's your choice, but if you're gonna take people's money from them through talent that they had, that they deserve that money for, there's a limit. That is the limit right there. Someone should sue YouTube, but no one has seemed to sue YouTube. Well, Nux, why don't you sue YouTube? I can't. I'm just some teenager. I don't have the money for a lawyer, and I certainly as heck can't beat them. Plus, anyone who has the power to take these guys to court should take them to court. It's getting to a point where this can actually be solved through some legal action. Maybe if we win, hooray! Copyright down the drain, under control. The problem is, these big-time companies obviously aren't going to sue the YouTubers because they know they're going to lose. Then we know that copyright is either good or bad. That shows that that can either get YouTube not what they want in their spoiled way, or it can kick off users altogether. They prefer to keep it as it is, which is why we haven't seen any legal issues of this. But I swear to God, I wish someone who did have the power would actually take the legal action to stop this, because it actually can be stopped in a way. But unfortunately, no one really has done it. In terms of lasting effects, unlike the other YouTube crap that I've ran on, this actually had some very powerful lasting effects. I have seen multiple of my favorite uploaders and people like Cabanermoney456, Game Explain, Who's This Get, all sorts of people I'm subscribed to. Go to the About tab and you'll see people I'm subscribed to. uploads lacking. Some of them have been lacking, but for other reasons. But some of the people who used to update daily, so daily, have stopped uploading so daily. It's gone to like a few uploads a week. It's not that many uploads. The amount of content that is drizzling from YouTube is now getting rare. Some people's channels were gone entirely. I know of people who completely left YouTube and say, screw you to YouTube, we're going to another site. I did see that happen to multiple people, and it's very, very, very sad to see some of those people go. Some of those people just left, and some of those people were actually very big YouTubers, especially towards the beginning, and they left. YouTube said goodbye, go. There's a limit. No, even with everything, if they did have some sort of purpose, we commoner users don't understand. There is a limit that even incorporated rich a-holes like them should know where to stop. Even people with money, like even if I don't have the mind of someone like that, and I never will probably, I would know when there is a limit. That is like throwing away money. You don't understand. It's stupid. There's a limit to how stupid YouTube can be, and with this content ID system, they hit it. They went full out retarded. I'm sorry, but they did. I don't know what else to say. Nothing has been done about it. People have still not uploaded that daily as much. Not even I have done it really. I've tried, and all sorts of other things that have gone on with the YouTube content ID systems. This system has even started to scan some stuff. Like no matter what you can do, it can start to scan certain copyrighted content and will recognize it. Still throwing content down the garbage. It's depressing. It really is. And even if this does blow over, people have started to get uploads back. I see a little bit. Some people are starting to recover from the content ID hit, but there are some people who still haven't recovered really, or still are struggling to get back to it, or still suffering because some people used YouTube. YouTube was everything to them, and well, and now it's gone. And if that's it, then that's it. I hope you're happy, YouTube. I know the rich could give less of a crap about some people, but there's a cold-hearted limit. And it makes me sad to know that people would use that as their limit. It makes me sick. I could do a whole rant on that, but that's another rant for another day. Other than that, that's all I have to say, folks. Excuse the little beeping right there. Just some construction and stuff like that. But other than that, I guess that is it, folks. This is Nux free out. Thank you for watching.